What incentive structure maximizes productivity? Imagining a future version of myself. Here the question is, how long in the future should this version of myself be? Tomorrow? Next week? Next month? Next year? Or maybe at the end of my life? Another way would be to optimize for general social outcomes. And a third way would be to possibly optimize for a selected subpopulation. To the first point, I tried different ideas in the past. One is to imagine myself tomorrow. The main benefit is that it's not particularly hard to imagine oneself tomorrow, because in 24 hours it's again now. The main problem though is that it is so short-sighted. So if I only optimize for tomorrow, how do I bake in optimization over years or decades, like trying to increase my cardiovascular output by increasing my VO2 max estimate or increasing my strength? So these also need to be baked in. So unless they are also baked in already into the system, which is that tomorrow's version of myself cares about these things also, but what if it doesn't? So one idea I recently in the last couple of months went through again and again is to imagine basically the point of death. And the man that is basically me, that is in a hospital bed or dying wherever, is basically begging me now to make the right choices, to eat ice less, to do this one run, even though, of course, often things are stressful. So whether my VO2 max increases is in the short to midterm almost not noticeable, because there are just so many variables that kind of cloud my view on my cardiovascular ability. But in the long term, this trend becomes obvious. Having a VO2 max of 60 instead of 50 right now basically extends the point of death of my imagined future self with every milliliter per kilogram per minute by approximately 2 months into the future. And that's ridiculous, because a 10-point difference therefore results in 20 months, i.e. almost 2 years of living. But this is to a certain extent also egotistical, one could say. So how could I expand this? By possibly also thinking about other people. What if I had a relative and I would have had him 2 more years in my life? That's already, I think, a big difference. Now, of course, to someone I will be that relative, maybe, maybe not. But this already includes the social scope of maybe the human mind into this otherwise pretty egotistical thinking. Okay, I want to live forever. I want to live forever for somebody else, to still be able to take on responsibility for others. And that already brings me to the second big portion, which is to optimize for social outcomes, and then maybe a subpopulation of humans, and maybe even a subpopulation. But here again, the question is how long-term this should be.